Last time on Shadow Piece, the battle between Stealth Black Sanji and the hero Terra, better known as the Visiting Giant Magnus, has begun. Only because of the Quarter Giant's love for the Sora Warrior of the Sea comic did the blonde cook manage to keep up with him for a while. With a well thought out scheme to combine the audio sharing abilities of Denden Mushis together with his invisibility skills, could he chip away at his opponent's stamina. But it really didn't feel like he made that much progress. After all the snails got destroyed, things took a turn for the worse, pretty much directly with Sanji's next attack. Magnus continued to roleplay, so he did everything without observation haki, but he still managed to spot Sanji's location. The X-Wing that hit the child husband's body can only be described as cataclysmic. The strength of the woodcutter was enough to destroy a part of the Germa suit, which none of the Big Mom scientists or combatants managed to achieve. Yes, none of the combatants of the Big Mom Pirates were capable of destroying the raid suit of the Germa family. However, Sanji is not yet giving up. This is for his family and the new friends he made in the Strawhat Pirates. Using his superior speed, he creates an azure fire tornado, both surrounding and enveloping the wannabe hero. The Tornado Omelette is one of the two unfinished ultimate attacks he talked about with the Dark Messiah before the battle started. For spectators, the Vortex of Fire looks really impressive. It goes up into the sky for about 20 meters, enough to capture even relatively big giants. But Sanji is unsatisfied with this. It's not yet the completed version he actually wants. Currently, he's hoping that Magnus just goes down because of the firestorm, and yet his gut is telling him things won't be that easy. And as a cook, his stomach feeling is almost never wrong. The fire keeps burning until the hero Terra decided it was enough. He stretches his arm with a rapid pace, and just like that, the tornado omelette disappears. Clothes with slight burn marks, body parts singed from the flames, but overall the menacing foe is still standing there, doing okay. Your flames might burn strong, but for the people of the world, I would even walk through the flames of hell. More generic hero lines get thrown out. To be completely honest, Sanji doesn't want to keep this roleplay going, and yet he understands that this is the biggest factor that balances out this entire battle. So with that in mind, he replies to Terra. Impossible! These flames should be enough to drain the oceans. How are you still standing? Like a supervillain that is losing his cool, the villain cook ruffles through his hair before dashing towards his target. Feet in front and Azure Pudding Inferno activated, Sanji starts a Gatling type attack. The blue flames spread more and more until Magnus's chest is burning in its entirety once again, but Sanji doesn't stop there. With the chest already burning, the villainous fighter starts spreading out his attacks over the entire body. Legs, arms, head, no area gets left unsaved. For the viewers, this appears like the small human is dominating, with the giant being completely unable to react in any significant way. However, this is an improv acting session. Making civilians think things are taking a bad turn, that is what a good author is meant to do. So for that reason, the hero decided to let himself get hit for another round of attacks before starting his own counter-attack. In the story, the people see it as a close battle, but in reality, Magnus is still mostly fine. Nothing a short rest couldn't heal. The great axe in his hand is screaming for some action, and so the domination of the Earth hero Terra starts. Sanji may be fast, but is it enough? He manages to evade the series of attacks of his opponent and lands some more chipping attacks. His feet, however, are already starting to feel a bit numb from the skin of his opponent. What is this quarter giant made of? However, now it is enough. The first blow of Magnus' next attack hits Sanji and sends him into the air. Once the cook descends back to the ground, he starts twirling his weapon to juggle the villain in air. An endless combo ensues. With no way out, Sanji just suffers ever-increasing damage. After twirling was enough, the axe gets used to push Sanji into a diagonal forward direction. Staggered from the pain, Sanji is unable to react in time for the follow-up attack. And there it is. The otherwise golden great axe turns into a pitch-black form. Even the greatest heroes have some darkness hidden inside of them, and this haki symbolizes the abyss hidden in the hero Terra. At least that is the lore Magnus had in mind for his Sora the Warrior of the Sea OC. He swings his great axe one-handedly behind his back, and with one spin of his entire body, he slices at his opponent. Blood fills the air as Stealth Black gets sent flying. Absalom is clenching all of his body parts and screams for his student, who remains quiet even though the attack must have hurt like hell. This would have resulted in a ring out if Terra didn't decide to chase after his enemy. Right as Sanji was about to cross the border of no return, he gets caught by the other participant. It could have been over, but Magnus still wants to play a bit more. Normally he leaves his playful personality out of battles, but this time is special, and it's not every day where he can interact with another Sora warrior of the Sea fan. With the Germa prince in his hands, he looks at him closely. When the raid suit is in its normal state, his eyes are covered by some sort of sunglasses, but after the recent attack, they got revealed once again. Sanji knew this battle would be hard, but it still hurts his heart. He is going to let down his family, his friends, and also himself. That is enough to make even a grown man cry. And Magnus can see those tears. There is no way his opponent is such a good actor that he can cry on command, so what is going on here? He places the human back on his feet, before getting close to him and asking in a very quiet tone, "Why are you crying? Are you not enjoying this battle? It's not that important anyways, right? Just some random events the Elbafian giants do. We don't need to care about all that too much." Magnus doesn't get it. He was blessed with a good family and his father's friends helped him a lot as well. Besides getting kidnapped once when he was a young child, everything in his life was nice. He never felt the same sort of urges that Sanji feels at this very moment. It's not that he doesn't have any empathy, but he just doesn't understand the big importance of a devil fruit or the wish thing that Odin offered. The Charlotte husband recollects himself. He did not lose yet, but chances are looking very grim. As I said before, this is for my family, not the one I was born into, but the one that accepted me for who I am. With that one wish, I could give back to them what they offered me since day one, and even then, I don't feel like I am on equal footing with them. I will never be able to fully repay them, but this is the least I can do for this family. A somber atmosphere fills the battlefields. Acceptance from family members, that is something Magnus can understand. Since he was a young boy, he wanted to be respected by his father, and not just as his son, but as a powerful warrior. Even after all the training he did in preparation, his father was the one person that was against him going on this journey. How would his father react in this situation when somebody was so desperate? Well, probably he would just turn into a bear. He was never the biggest thinker. Hey, listen Sanji, let's resume fighting, or the crowd is going to go crazy. I think I know what you want. Roleplay is over. This is basically the second round between the sweet cook Sanji and the visiting giant Magnus. Sanji's body is broken. His flames decreased in heat from the normal azure color to a whitish fire, but that is the best he can keep up at this moment. His speed also dropped, however he won't waste the second chance he was given. Sprinting towards his opponent, he starts with a series of low kicks followed by a powerful front kick. The giant gets pushed back a bit, but Sanji doesn't let up, lifting his leg into the air in an arcing motion, starting from the center of his body, and then moving outwards to land a crescent kick with the outside edge of his foot. All kinds of high-level kicking techniques get used by the chef. Some he was taught by Seth, and others he learned himself later in his life. They all connect with the target, but Sanji remains unsure of how much damage he's actually doing to his opponent. Staying ever so cautious, he can evade all incoming attacks. However, this feels like it is going nowhere. So it's time to go for the second ultimate attack he didn't even want to use. First, a 700-degree roundhouse kick to create some distance, and then he takes his hands out of his pockets. Like a sprinter, he places himself on the ground. Normally that part wouldn't be needed, but the terrain of the arena doesn't offer enough grip otherwise. All of the force of his body goes straight to his legs that push against the ground, and with one great leap, he jumps forward. In less than a second, he flies through the air, turns his leg forward, and starts spinning around. The white flame starts covering his entire body, and with all of his might, he screams, "Maximum! Magni! Magnum!" The attack Sanji's teacher used to open the Titan's Gate at the entrance of Elbaf. This is the second ultimate technique Sanji has up his sleeves. Adding the rotational force and turning it into a kick is everything he changed. The MMM is totally worth the title of an ultimate technique. All of Sanji's previous attacks did barely leave a scratch on Magnus, but this time the giant is even holding his stomach in pain. Now Sanji has done everything he can. He used every scheme he prepared, revealed every trump card he had up his sleeve, and tried both unfinished techniques he started to train. this really is his limit. If all the damage Sanji accumulated on his opponent was enough, and if he can become the hero for both the Strawhat Pirates and the Big Mom family, will be revealed in the next episode of Shadow Piece. Because this is the end for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Sanji is now doing everything he can, but Magnus is just that much of a great fighter that he is not giving up either. Both sides are thinking about a lot of things in this situation. But how this battle will turn out can only be seen if you watch the future episodes of Shadow Piece. So that's all from me for today. I hope you enjoyed the episodes, but all that's left for me to be said is stay happy, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay cultured. Pyro out. Bye!